Livelihood intervention of these small scale fishermen is started by SIFS, South Indian Federation of Fishermen Societies, in 2000. First Fish Marketing Society, 2004, started at Tarangambadi, where you are going to visit. One of your team is going to there. In 2004, there are another two societies were also started. In one at Chinnangudi, another at Arkaturai. As all you know, December 26th that year tsunami came, and that tsunami devastated all the three society infrastructure also. Then immediately SIFS involved in the relief, rehabilitation and restoration of livelihood activities. Livelihood activities, what we did is, we repaired the outboard motors and we repaired small boats also, FRB boats. That was the main work during that restoration period. After tsunami, after 6 months, we started the societies, revived the societies by giving a net. Till 2010, we have organized some 20 fish marketing societies. After forming these 20 societies, all these societies were federated into a federation called Nagapattinam District Fishermen Sangam Federation. No. Till up to this point, SIFS was involved in the process. Then, okay. 2-3 times I mentioned about the fish marketing societies. That is the basic unit of this federation. It is located in each fishing village. The starting point is, all these fishermen are indebted to merchants or money lenders. So they cannot sell their fish on their own. They have to sell the fish they produce through a middleman or a merchant. To release the fishermen from the middleman, we give credit ranging from 20,000 to 40,000 or 50,000 Indian rupees. Once they released, all these fishermen were organized into a group and they started their society. US dollars, it comes around $500 to $1,000 approximately. Okay. So, Fish Marketing Society. This is a primary society. It's an autonomous body and it is a legal body registered under Tamil Nadu Government Registration Act, Societies Act. And it ensures the competitive price for their members and a timely payment. Also, it integrates the savings and the credit along with the marketing. Once the member sold their fish through the society, the following deductions were made. 2% is for compulsory saving. They are made compulsory savings of 2% and 2% for the running cost of the society. All the fishermen are contributing from their catch, daily income. And 1% they are contributing for their district level federation. And loan repayment 10%. If they have the loan, 10% deducted at the source. So some these are the photographs showing the fish marketing. This is the beach auction at the beach level. This is they are pooling the fish catch at society, pooling and storing for some time, holding. Then they send it to distant markets or send it to big merchants by a competitive method. Now we have some 28 societies, village fish marketing societies. It integrates marketing, credit and savings, a system for the fair pricing, and 1,000 fishing families are in the 28 fish marketing societies. Last year, 12-13, during the last financial year, our fish catch is around 20 crores. And we have the credit program. Now, first credit is for the debt redemption. Release the fishermen from the middleman or merchant. Then subsequent credit for their livelihood. They sustain their daily livelihood. For replacement of boat or engine or net. Any of the fishing equipment with 16% interest. We source the amount from the commercial banks. Currently, our total outstanding portfolio is 2.5 crores. Savings program, we have that 2% savings. Compulsorily, they have to save 2% from their daily catch. That amount they can withdraw at the time of emergencies, not all the time. At the time of any accident or any repairs, for that only they can withdraw that savings amount. All the members and crew members are insured under the linked to national insurance, LIC, for 100 rupees premium per year. And we are trying to find out the suitable insurance package from the insurance companies for the fishing assets. So far, no companies are having this fishing asset insurance. They have the fishing asset insurance for the larger vessels, not for the small vessels. Okay. We also provide the technology support, the repair of outboard motors, repair of boats. These are the this is the type of boats they are using, FRB boats, and ice box. All these technology support we are providing. We have in this district, we have 2 boat production centers and repair centers, one at Tarangambadi, another at some 5 outboard motor service centers. Okay. So, from our intervention, what is the impact? So, this is a price prevailing before our intervention. This is the price immediately after our intervention. This data collected in 2004. And see, earlier, this is the assumption. Now, normally, the fishing unit in this area catches 1,50,000 per year. Based on this price, if the price is like 90, then the catch is around 80,000. Earlier also they borrowed 25,000 rupees loan. Now also they borrowed 25,000 rupees loan. The interest for that loan is, earlier it was 9,000 for minimum interest rate, 3%. It is much more, 5% or 7% like that. Now we are providing loan at the rate of 12%. The 60% we increased the interest rate this year only. Earlier it was 12%. So the operational expense for diesel and other consumption, the same, expense is same, 40,000, 40,000. The remaining amount, net returns, earlier it was 30,000, now it is 1 lakh. So per share, per member they get some 5,000 rupees, now they get 17,000 rupees, 3 times. Okay. So from our intervention, I would like to say these are the lessons we learned, and it is also useful for you also, I hope. One is marketing, financial services, technology services, control over fishing inputs. All these things to be integrated for the effective intervention in these small scale fisheries. And a high impact and sustainability is achieved through the organizations owned by fishermen. Now all these FMSs are managed by the fishermen themselves. High repayment level, the overall in Indian history, fishing credit is a failure. All the bankers will say all the bankers are reluctant to give credit to the fishing sector, especially the small fishermen. But our intervention proves it is not like that. They are credit worthy, they repay 95% of the loans, better repayment than the other sectors. That is because of the integration of this loan deduction with the marketing. See, in our office, when the fishermen come for the payment, loan deduction is deducted. Then only the remaining will be paid to fishermen. And we are not collecting the loan on the EMI term, equated monthly installment term. We are collecting the percentage of the income, whether the 10% of the income is deducted. So whether they have a higher income, they repay more. They don't have cash, there is no repayment. These are the lessons we learned, and hope this will help you also. Thank you.
There's a long history of, the cooperative movement in this country has had a long history and a long tradition, and this is one of the approaches of collectivization. So cooperatives working on the whole idea of marketing, because those of you who are familiar with the fishing operations, they tend to be extremely exploitative, and particularly the smaller fisher people are the ones who are caught in a whole series of indebtedness and the middlemen and so on and so forth. So CIFS has very successfully sort of worked in a manner where you are able to enable people to get out of this exploitative relationship. And I think that's really their hallmark. And as I was mentioning earlier, the history goes back to the 1960s and 70s, and there's a strong sort of left movement that has been associated with CIFS. So I think it's important to understand the approach more also from the political perspective. It's not just an NGO doing work in. So as an approach, as a model, it is quite distinct, and that's something that I wanted to emphasize. Are there any questions that people would like to ask?
So all our activities based on the economic activities. We are not doing right-based or education, not like that. We are doing only economic activities. We hope this is one of the way to develop our people.
And that was the immediate response of CIFS. There might be some fishermen who had lost lives. So what was the mechanism to sort of benefit their families? Was there something done for those families?
Immediately we did a board repair, and we also compensate members, because it is a member-based organization. Well, this is a member-based organization. We compensate all these debts, member debts, compensated for members from the insurance companies. We have insured all our members. That is the opportunity. And we have all the other options also. Not only repaired the boat and AC. We did other activities like we supply nets, we supply new boats, new engines, and we gave return loans. Also, initially I told that these societies before all these three villages were damaged. And what we did is, we give repayment. At that time we gave some 15 lakhs around loan to all these three societies. We stopped recollection for 6 months. We waived interest for this loan. We collected this loan after 6 months. We immediately stopped collection and we waived the interest cost. And in this district we have constructed from 2,000 housing.
Sir, I am Pudumai, originally from Madurai, but then currently working in Uttarakhand. But I have a question specific to fishermen thing, relating to the insurance point that you made. Because I have also worked in West Bengal, where actually we have problem of getting the insurance companies to insure fishing boats. Did you face that problem? If yes, yeah. Yes.
In India, no insurance companies come forward to insure the small. And they are ready. They are ready to insure the small boat at the higher.
At a higher.
4.3, which is not affordable by the small. We are exploring for a new product with various companies at the rate of less than 2%. So we are not succeeded so far.
At the outset, I would like to congratulate the organization for your achievements. I just have a point, like what are the steps towards institutionalizing, because I think it's a very successful model. So what are the measures you are envisaging to institutionalize this process? Is there any chance of upscaling this process in other places in Tamil Nadu, or how you are going to go about it?
It is, we are upscaling to other states, other districts also. Earlier it was concentrated in the southern part of Tamil Nadu, like Kanyakumari district, Tirunelveli district. Now after tsunami, it was extended to Nagapattinam, Kadalur district and Tiruvallur district also. Recently, last year, we have formed a federation like this, Fishermen Societies Federation like this at Tiruvallur district. Here we have only 28 fish marketing societies. SIFS network, South Indian Federation of Fishermen Societies, we have some 175 societies in 4 states, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry and Andhra. Andhra only 2-3 societies in Visakhapatnam district.
You mentioned that before the tsunami were around 1,000 and now it's almost doubled since that time. So would have increased, the catch would have also increased. So are you also working with members to understand, to get them to understand the ecological sustainability and the
Pardon, one more, repeat one more.
My question is that, since the average catch of each society has also increased, and I know with the mechanized boats available to the societies, is increased. Are members being sensitized of the trade-off that is there between ecological sustainability and the economic returns?
No, catch is not increasing. It is a stagnant for as per All India census. Fish catch is not increasing. It is stable. And our membership base is increasing. That is why our catch data.
Just a few clarifications because I might not have heard clearly. And one question. Louder. Oh, this is microphone is starting. Okay. So the first question is, did I hear clearly that the microfinance loans, the rate of interest is 16% per annum?
Per annum.
That one.
Per annum at a declining.
That's great. The other thing is the technology that you are using, is it to increase the catches? The amount that you catch? The technology helps?
Technology helps to not to increase the catch, to sustain the catch. Because now the small fishermen need to go deeper. Earlier they used catamaran, wooden logs, with rowing and sailing. Now they are using motors, outboard motors with FRB boats. So they are forced to go deeper because of this trawling. Trawling method, trawling is a very destructive method. Because of the usage of this trawling, inshore resources are depleting. So fishermen are forced to go deeper. For going deeper, they need a better craft and engine.
So the final question is, now that you are making so much money, are you paying taxes?
Taxes to whom?
Government?
No, see, I told you that 20 crores catch. 20 crores catch is for 2,000 fishing units. For a single unit, it is 1,50,000. Yeah, below the income.
From your data you performed, I see that there are so many increase of price and the production you did, right? My question is, yeah?
Move your mic.
Yeah. Keep it distance. Okay. From your data that you performed, that there are so many fantastic increase in the price and production. Yeah. So there's a price increase of price and production too. My question is, how is your strategy for promotion for the first time? And
promotion of what?
Yeah, promotion of your fish. So the price is getting higher and higher and higher. Something good news, I think. And the second is how to maintain the constant repayment for the loans. You say that it's the microfinance. In Indonesia and in several places, a lot of microfinance fall down, close because of there are so many repayment problems. And yeah, that maybe this is the question.
So,
thank you.
Two things. One is how I am able to promote the price.
Yes, maybe
So, okay, the collectivization.
Yeah.
See, fish is a perishable commodity, as you know. Once a fisherman lands, they want to sell the fish as early as possible, whichever rate, whichever price they get. By this arrangement, so say FMS arrangement, they collect the fish together and hold it for 3-4 hours with the icing, and they can demand price. They can demand merchants from other neighboring cities. They will all come and they make it a competition between merchants. So we are able to get a good price. One thing. Yeah, a single fisherman, they bring 10 kilo size fish. Collectivization, 100 fishermen, it is more than 1,000, 1 ton, 1 truck fish. Which a huge quantity and a holding capacity, we can demand more price. That is the mechanism. The second is our credit is linked with marketing. So if you sell fish through the society, you have 1,000 rupees cash today, then 10%, 100 rupees is deducted at source. So that is a repayment mechanism. We are not going behind the beneficiary, fishermen. Fishermen are coming to our office and they are getting payment after deducting this loan.
Thank you very much. Yes, because no, I'm really seeking your sincere apology because we have to sort of move and maybe we can ask these questions in the field if that's okay. Ashwinji? Yes. You will forgive me for that. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you for patient hearing, and my colleague Mr. Bhaskar, he will accompany you in the field. Okay. So I am taking leave. Thank you.
To make her presentation, she is from the Center for Indian Knowledge Systems.
Good morning, everybody. I am Subhashini Sridhar, representing Center for Indian Knowledge Systems, which is an NGO working in 5 districts of Tamil Nadu. Second slide. So basically, we are an organization working on research as well as extension. Our ongoing research programs in the areas of particularly the biodiversity conservation of particularly the traditional paddy varieties and the vegetable varieties. Even we have started our initiatives in some of the conservation of millet varieties. And we are one of the NGOs working pioneer in Tamil Nadu on organic farming. And the third is about, we are one of the research institute working on Vriksha Ayurveda. That is, as mentioned, that is Ayurveda for human beings. There is a Vriksha Ayurveda, a principal series of recipes available for plant management under the Ayurvedic phenomena. So we are working on some of the recipes, standardization of Vriksha Ayurveda. So these are some of the activities in broad under research. About our extension programs, we do trainings for NGOs, farmers and other students, academics on all these about topics, that is biodiversity conservation and organic agriculture. Next. We have a series of publications in English about our work, which is available for your reference. You can visit our website also, because we have whatever we have documented under the projects, we have published in the form of monographs and books. Next. As a part of CIKS, we have been involved in conservation of traditional paddy varieties through our program called Community Seed Bank. Even before tsunami, CIKS has been working in this district in the conservation of traditional paddy varieties, so which mainly include evaluation, characterization and multiplication of the traditional paddy varieties. As you are aware, that is after Green Revolution, all these traditional varieties have become extinct, and only in some pockets of India, particularly in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Assam and in parts of Tamil Nadu, some of the traditional paddy varieties are still growing by the farmers, but the academicians as well as the research institutions, they are not giving due importance to the traditional paddy varieties. So we started collecting these varieties from the farmers and we started multiplying with the farmers' field. And we have created awareness among the community about the importance of these traditional paddy varieties, because these varieties possess a lot of possibilities which we have applied in the post-tsunami situation in the fields. So that was the major intervention that CIKS took in Nagapattinam district. Next. Pardon? Actually, these traditional paddy varieties are number one, saline resistant. That is, mostly in the coastal areas, salinity is a major problem which we are facing post-tsunami, and also the flood resistant property is seen, drought resistance. All these three characteristics are not located in most of the varieties developed by the institutions by ICR, but these varieties are the parents of some of the varieties introduced from CRRI Cuttack also. So these varieties are still conserved in some pockets of Nagapattinam, particularly in the coastal villages. So we do form some of the local institutions, as the person from SIFS have mentioned about the formation of local institutions. So before tsunami itself, we have started some of the local initiatives like Organic Farmers Federation in some of the villages. So one which was very successful is Sirgali Organic Farmers Association, so which gained into momentum after tsunami. So that is the basic concept behind this. Next. So after tsunami, these are some of the statistic details which is available even in the our reference documents and the websites. So particularly in the coastal areas of Sirgali, we started our work in 10 villages, initially with the rehabilitation like a collection of soil samples, water samples, and about multi-stakeholder discussions with the farmers, farming communities. Next. So soil profile study was conducted, and we did the analysis about the pH, EC, that is electrical conductivity, and which was interestingly we noted that it was raised up to 4.5, which is highly saline, in particularly 500 meters from the coast. So these are some of the data which are available in Sirgali as well as from Vedaranyam. Next. We also conducted the water divining in some of the areas, that is 200 meters from the sea. Likewise, so we had conducted some trials, and based on that, certain interventions have been made in the field. Next. So we, after discussing with the farmers about reclamation of the tsunami affected soils, so we started some of the experiments in the tsunami, the villages, particularly in Sirgali block. 2 villages have been selected, and 3 traditional varieties, 3 varieties, that is Sivappu Kuruvikar, Kattu Kuthalam, Koomvazhai. These varieties are mainly suggested by farmers, because in the participatory approach, we had discussion with them. We want to build the local community wisdom, and based on that, we structured the experiments, and comparatively, we also included another tradition, that is a variety which is introduced by the Trichy research station, Trichy 2. And the germination percentage itself shows very significance with the traditional paddy varieties. One of the variety which has been performing very well is Sivappu Kuruvikar. Even now you can see some of the farmers in 4-5 villages growing these varieties in the fields, because solely the soil is completely saline and no other varieties are surviving in the field even now. So these are some of the varieties that has been shortlisted. One important variety which came from UP is Kala Namak. That is, the Kala means black, Namak is salt. So this variety was collected from one of the NGOs based in UP, and they have sent samples for testing in our fields. Next. So these are some of the characteristics which have been documented in the field. One variety by name is Kuri Adichan. Basically this variety is resistant to drought, pest and diseases, and as far as these varieties are concerned, they have the medicinal properties. So it is ideal for lactating mothers. It is said to possess the galactogogue properties. So we have evidence from the literatures available in Siddha literature. So these are some of the characteristics documented after a tsunami in the field situation. Next. Another variety by name is Kalar Palai. Kalar means in Tamil it is called saline. So the variety which is most suitable for saline soil, which was grown in some parts of Tiruvannamalai district. We got the samples and tested in Vedaranyam villages, and we found out that it is suitable for the saline soils, and we multiply the seeds in the farmer's field in Vedaranyam. So this is mainly suited for the aval preparation, that is a flattened rice we can call. So mostly the farmers have the knowledge of growing each of the variety, because in India it is said that more than 6 lakh varieties are being in existence, but after the Green Revolution it has become completely monocropping, and it has been completely forgotten by the farming community. So as far as our intervention is concerned, we want to strengthen the actual, that is the local resources, local wisdom available, and based on that we want to rehabilitate the lands affected by tsunami. So these are some of the characteristics which have been documented. Next. This is another variety by name Kala Namak. It resembles basmati rice, which was not grown in this area, but we have collected from UP, and we started multiplying in these areas. Today in Vedaranyam also the farmers are growing this variety. Next. Next. This is another variety, that is the Sivappu Kuruvikar. It is resistant to BPH. So rice is a major crop affected by BPH, which is a major pest in this pocket. So we found that it is resistant to the brown plant hopper and even the case worm. So these varieties are preferred by the farmers because it requires only minimal pest and disease management. Only a limit, that is one spray of neem kernel extract is enough for maintenance, because these are too sturdy that pest attack is very minimum. Compared to the other varieties, we have comparative trials in the same fields with the modern varieties. This is the Kumvare, which is the variety already grown in these pockets, resistant to flooding. Next. So these are some of the agronomical characters of the varieties grown in that is the Vedaranyam area. We have collected the characteristics, grain yield, all the other thing. This is basically to document and to validate even in the other villages. So this kind of documentation has helped us in proving the models, proving the efficiency of these varieties to the academics as well as to the other farmers in the other villages. Next. So these varieties are not procured by the government procurement centers, because these varieties are mainly bold and the rice are red. So these are not procured by the government centers. We started our own initiatives in procuring the seeds from the farmers as well as the grains. So in the year 2009, this is one sample. So total number of villages covered was 11, and total area nearly 10 acres. Total number of varieties. These varieties are multiplied in small pockets to create awareness among the farmers. This initiative was taken, and the seeds procured from them. So as far as seeds is concerned, is a major area, because nowadays farmers are not giving due importance to the seed production. So we mainly give training to the farmers in seed production of these traditional paddy varieties, and procure the seeds and distribute it to the other farmers through our community seed banks. So this is one farmer. He is based in Sirgari village. He has grown one of the variety by name Thuyamalli, which is good for table purpose, and he has adopted this SRI, system of rice intensification technique in the seed multiplication. And as far as the cost of cultivation is concerned, it was comparatively 60% lesser than the modern variety, and this case study was even highlighted in some of the Tamil journals also. So as that is the importance of the traditional paddy varieties. Next. Likewise, one farmer, he is from Kadinal Vayal, which is a coastal village in Vedaranyam. He is having 5 acres of land, and he is conserving nearly 5 different paddy varieties. And every year, he is conserving the seeds and giving seeds to the other farmers. So he is one of the in situ conservation farmer promoted by CIKS. Next. As far as the reasons which have been highlighted by farmers for these traditional paddy varieties, it is more adapted to the local conditions. That is, local conditions means this year we are facing a severe drought. So the rain is completely delayed, and these varieties are more suited to such conditions. And these varieties are more hardy enough and can withstand the periods of stress. For example, the farmers have sown the seeds in the field and the rain has not yet arrived. So after 30 days also the sprouting is seen still. So after rain showers, it will start sprouting. So that is the important characteristic of these varieties. And it is less susceptible to pests and diseases. And as far as grain yield is concerned, there is a common belief that comparatively the modern varieties, it is lesser. But these farmers, as far as these farmers' experience are concerned, they are conserving these varieties for home consumption, for seed purpose, and to some extent for sales. So mainly to sustain their agriculture, they are maintaining these varieties. So that is one important criteria which we have identified from the farmers. And important thing is abundant, that is the straw yield is higher in these varieties. Normally these varieties grow up to 5.5 feet. So it gives good fodder which is used mainly for the animal, that is cattle population. And it is also good for making the roof. There is certain varieties are preferred for roof material itself. So some farmers do cultivate that varieties every year for the repairing of the house. So this kind of reasons, that is diversified reasons have been given by the farmers. Next. So this is the procurement which is done in the year 2010 from Vedaranyam area. So initially after tsunami, there was the farmers were reluctant to grow these varieties. They were in the concept of fear of failure because already the land has been completely affected. And we created confidence in them, and they slowly started growing these varieties in their village, in their fields. So this is one sample, that is the quantity of grains procured from the farmers. Next. So this community seed bank, we started community seed bank in 3 different areas, and one in Sirgari and 2 places in Vedaranyam. Basically it is a kind of a building which stores seeds, and any farmer from that village can borrow the seeds. He has to register the name, and after the harvest he has to return twice the quantity of seeds. So this is a kind of agreement between the farmer and the seed bank, and this seed bank is completely managed by the that is a Sirgai Organic Farmers Association, which is a federation cooperative promoted by CIKS. Next. So the seed production, normally we used to select the farmer, train the farmer on seed production, that is removal of the off types, roguing, everything, and also about post-harvest processing. And procurement is done by the Sirgai Organic Farmers Association, and it is processed completely as per the standards from the Department of Seed Certification, and it is sold to the farmers. So this kind of initiative has been taken for the past 3 years. So as far as organic farming, the organic seeds is most important for getting the organic certification. So most of our areas in that is Sirgai, Vedaranyam are under organic certification. So we are in agreement with the third-party certification. Our fields are certified by IMO, Institute of Market Ecology, based at Bangalore, and every year they used to visit the field also. So it is mandatory to have the organic seeds. So the farmers have been given training how to grow the crops without any chemicals. So that is one of the important aspects which have been given to the farmers post-tsunami. And as far as seed availability, as far as the farmers are concerned, they are getting the other variety seeds also from the department, but with the poor germination, and there are severe complaints. So we want to develop some of the models within the fields itself, so that they can get access to quality seeds within the village. And the farmers also getting additional income apart from the regular production. So these are some of the reasons for promoting the seed production. Next. So the women, basically women are involved in roguing of the off types. So we have given training to women group, self-help groups. So they used to visit the field, rogue the field, they'll get the contract payment also. So this is particularly prevailing in both Sirgai and Vedaranyam. So this is another variety, that is the Thuyamalli. Next. And this year, nearly 13 varieties, this Samba season, we have distributed from our seed bank, and it has been, next slide. It has been cultivated in 108 acres this season, and totally 130 farmers are involved in the cultivation of traditional paddy varieties. Next. I'll present one of the case study we have done about that is advantage as well as the cost effectiveness in the cultivation of traditional paddy varieties, particularly organically without any chemicals or fertilizers. A total of 4 farmers from 4 different villages have been taken as samples, and the experience has been documented. Next. The traditional variety is cultivated by farmers are Thuyamalli and Siraga Samba, both are fine varieties, and as far as the yield is concerned, the average was 18 to 21 bags. The total cost spent was around maximum of 14,350 per acre. This was the data collected in 2009, and total income was around 25,000 max. So the profit was between 7,000 to 11,000. So if we cultivate any modern variety, it comes around 8,000 to 9,000. So if these varieties, they are since they are doing it organically, they are getting premium price. So this is one of the important economic analysis which we have done. Next. As far as farmers have highlighted, inputs requirement is very less, and the price is also more. So, and the straw yield, which fetches additional income to the farmers. So these are some of the added advantage in growing the traditional paddy varieties. Next. So as far as this association is concerned, basically this is a farmer institution which provides technical support to the farmers and also the credit support. That is the groups under the federation has been given credit support for growing crops organically. This is a program by name Umbrella Program for Natural Resource Management under NABARD, and they have given credit support to the farmers who grow into organic farming. So nearly 16 lakhs have been provided by NABARD as a support for the organic farmers, and the same UPNRM has given marketing support also for marketing the traditional paddy varieties. Next. Yeah. So this is a kind of structure which is which we have developed. The farmers and the federation and CIKs is doing the facilitation role. Next. Next. As far as these varieties are concerned, we have started the value addition also. We have trained the women self-help groups as to make the appalam, puttu mix. These are some of the local traditional dishes, and some are available for display also. So these women are employed in the villages, and they are doing in the villages itself, and the marketing is done by the association. Next. Even the varieties have been validated with the IICPT Tanjavur. There is an institute by name Indian Institute of Crop Processing Technology. We have given the certain varieties, grains for testing for making specific dishes. So the results are available. Next. And this is the brand which is promoted for our traditional varieties. This is basically for rice-based appalam and rice-based value-added products. Next. Other initiatives taken by CIKs was water conservation as skimming well, one of the infrastructure which can be used for using sprinklers. Water can be used for nearly 10 acres. So this is one demonstration which is available in Kuriyar village. Next. And another community intervention is community vermicompost production. So the cow dung is value added and is mainly used as an input in the fields. So the women self-help group are involved in this activities. These units serve as the fertilizer factories within the villages. Next. Likewise, community biopesticide units. Next. Next. And we have compiled the information in the local language involving other NGOs also. We have published a book by name Tsunamiyum Vivasayigalin Maruvalvum. Next. Interestingly, last year we had a participants from Seva Lanka Foundation from Sri Lanka. They came for a week and they stayed here in Nagapattinam, learn about the technologies from our federation, and they are replicating in Vavuniya area, that is in the that is northern part of Sri Lanka. Next. So last one is, it's a food for thought. There is no letter that without the power of mantra, and there is no plant without medicinal value. In Tamil we used to say that is, unave marundu, marunde unavu. Whatever we eat is, that is medicine only. So when we consume the traditional paddy varieties, it reduces a lot of diseases. For example, diabetes is a major problem faced nowadays in all the rural and urban areas. So now we are involved in the validation of some of the traditional paddy varieties suitable for diabetes. So likewise, there are varieties which have medicinal properties suitable for filariasis and other increasing the fertility like that. So we are in the process of validation. So this is one of the important key area which CIKS has been intervening. Next. Thank you.
We will move directly to the next presentation, since we are sort of running short of time, and we'll either take the questions here or in the field, because you will have the opportunity to spend time with each of the organizations.
So hi everybody, I am from SNEGA. Once again we are welcoming you on behalf of SNEGA and myself. SNEGA means Social Need Education and Human Awareness. We are 1984 onwards we are with Fisher-folk people in this area. So from the beginning we are working for right-based work with people, but gradually and after tsunami fully we are involving in the livelihood programs also. So now to achieve the objectives, strengthening the CDOs. So if we want to strengthen the CDO, we have to take care of about governance mechanism, which has to be along with gender responsive approach. Yeah. And bring women into management and policy making. Their voice has to be heard from all structures. So, we are focusing on men and women, not only with women, then form the basis of all development work and management. Then SNEGA, we are we are making the people to participate in the governance mechanism towards equal opportunity. Leadership role, mainly they have to challenge the order. Yeah. In tsunami time, we are making some models. It helps to influence the NGOs and INGOs policy. For example, temporary shelters, in-situ housing, women-led recovery, strengthening primary livelihood. If it is question, you will ask later. Yeah. Then, in the tsunami time, government and other NGOs, everybody is very keen about the rehabilitation for men and the profit-oriented laws. So, we are very keen about women. So, we gave some seed capital to the Sangam. It means SSG. We are giving, at that time, 2.79 crores we distribute the women. 3,000 per head. After that, is it in order? Is it in order? Yeah. Self-help groups. Yeah. So, on this basis, now we are our focus on these 4 areas. One is support to primary livelihood activities, economic, microfinance, then the social security program. Now we are doing. In tsunami time, as a rehabilitation program, we are make some dry fish platform for the women, then transportation facility to the vendors, float production, float is accessory of net fishing, then seed capital money, vending whistle, freezer unit, crafts and gears. We are not involved directly, but through SIPS and NCRC, we did that also. And RIHP is giving solar dry fish yard to one area. These requests have been insisted coming from the women. So, in future, we have planned to make people themselves to make net shops, cattle feed production from the fish, fresh fish marketing, dry fish marketing, fish-based products like pickles, powder, the things. Next. It's just that dry fish yards. Next. This is that float machine, that carrier vehicle for fish vendors. We are distributing these vehicles to the, we can see in the next slides, we are having some structures. So Federation is submitting to the Village Coordination Sangam women in front of the traditional panchayats. So in this time our organization follow this kind of procedures. Every village panchayat has to give a letter. Returnly they have to give. The women can, it is explicitly for, only for women. Panchayat has to support, but they are not involved in any way or take power on this. Then we are opening the account for every structure, Village Coordination Sangam and Federation, 2 from the CBOs and 1 from SNEGA. Likewise, we are opening them. Then we are having some agreements, SNEGA with Federation, Federation with VCS. Now that groups have the agreement with the Samudra. We will see later. This 21 villages, we handed over the vehicle to the villages. Nearly 6,000 women vendors are using this transport facility. These vehicles are managed only by women, those who are involved in Village Coordination Sangam. They are utilizing the money, deposit in their own accounts. The vehicle part achievement is the social economic empowerment among women, and also the management skill and financial decision making skill is also increased. With the use of carrier vehicle, women vendors save about 3 to 4 hours, and they are using this time for their relationship building, and they are going for some other duty works. They are using that time. Then, and also they are getting some economical benefit of 5 rupees, because if they are go by bus, they have to give more luggages for that patient. So it was reduced with this vehicle. Then they are go to the marketplace early, so they can sell their fish the higher price and in the very short time. Yeah. Next. Yeah, and our other intervention is cooking vessel for renting. That groups, again we are giving it for 18 villages. That same Village Coordination Sangam members are take care of this activity also. Yes. So next is flour mill. We are having 3-4 flour mills. This is in Karaikal. Yeah, next. Achievement spot is in this, through this flour mills, women's collective action to fighting out the issue of license. We are depending on the selection of land only by the community. The communities choose the land and they give. We build everything, but now the license, the government is take delay. Member of Women Federation have land to manage, run the flour mill by themselves. It is also the achievement. Challenges, license getting process. It is delayed. Then the other flour mill owners, they are making some problems. And our VCS, usually fishing women have the knowledge of business, but in the fish only. But now it is little less. It's a challenge for us. After that, we are sitting for business plan training. Through this training, less. We are review our implementation activities, every activities. It helps us to identify the gaps and the future plans. Next. So that from the beginning we are having this, but now it is strengthened. So that performance, we are audit every SSG as performance wise. So every SSG audited by how many meetings they are conducted, how many members are presenting there, how many members are discussing their issues. Likewise, we are auditing. Then we graded it like ABC, we are grading. And also we are installed a software to to challenge the accounting and management information system. That server-based software developed using latest tools. It is very helpful to us. We are keeping every data in the hand. We can see very easily the performance of the SAP. Next. So this is the number of sangams at the tsunami time. We are also segregate the area for our convenience. So this is 6 taluks and blocks are there. But we are working in this area only with coastal fishing hamlets only. So at that time, in tsunami time, we are having 598 sangams. Now it is only. So we named it our savings program as Thirai Kadal, means sea with waves. So it has two kind of loan and money facilities. They are lending their money inside the SSG also. So they prioritize. The loan was business means livelihood, education, health, marriage, and last one is emergency. They are also getting outside loans from the banks, subsidies, EAA, revolving funds, and everything they are getting. So now we are involved. After tsunami, we are doing the social security program also. There is 2 products, life and non-life. Now we are concentrating only on life products. So life product scheme is Aam Aadmi Bima Yojana. The premium amount is 200. 100 is paid by the community, 100 from the central government. Benefits, natural death and accidental deaths we are getting. Disability also we are getting this much, 30,000 and 75,000, likewise we are getting. Byproduct is scholarship for the members' children. Yeah, next. So achievements through insurance program. Total number of women insured in 551 villages, 11,000. The premium amount for the beneficiaries was, at the tsunami time, outside support we are giving the women. So, more number of women are paid, but after 2005, that community itself, they are paying the premium. Now they are also enrolled the spouses. Yeah. This is where climbing. It shows 2006 to 2013, we lost our members 142. So they are getting claims also, and the spouses are 42, I think. So every death climbs, it climbed, pending is 50, and the new climb is 9, and the old climb 6. It is waiting. Yeah. Scholarship. From 99 to 2014, we are getting 4 crore and 50 lakhs money from the insurance company. Next is one, that amount paid by the premium by the community is 5 lakh something, no, 10 lakh something, but we are getting money from the insurance company as death claims and scholarship is 15 crores. So the community get 5 crores gain. Here, for this insurance, social security scheme, we are facing some challenges, making the people pay the premium in time. It is, but now they started. Then the disaster situation, like he is asking, no, that insurance company is not insured any boat or other thing. They are not willing to give this kind of cyclone time and flood time likewise. So it's a very big challenge. Now we are negotiating with them. We have to sit together and make some product to help these people. Yeah. So after that, now we are registered as a company, Samudra. It means ocean. Samudra India Producer Company. Its vision to create an equitable community through develop women economically by implementing profit-oriented business. Mission to work for the economic development of women in fisheries and allied fisheries. And then we have to strengthen the activities of primary livelihood, and wherever necessary, there only we are go for other food items. The mode of our company is women, social and economic development. Next. This is the structure. The members in Sangam. Persons are members of Sangams. Sangams only get part in the SMBT, Samudra Mutual Benefit Trust. So this is the structure. We are having 6 toilets. The economic development activities, the present activities, it is support to primary livelihood, fish-based products, prawn pickle and chenna-puni powder. I think it chenna-puni powder. Future plan is net shop, cattle feed production and fresh fish. Then we have to hold the local economy, so we are doing this also. Float production, vending vessels, soap production, tea making, washing powder, phenyl and flour mill. These are all the soap production, is dry herb fish, lending vessels. Yeah. New intervention. Now we are discussing with the people dry fish and value added product. We have started discussion with women. Then the first batch we are making as women micro entrepreneurs group, so that any group first time they sell it in the plan and budget meeting of Action Aid. So concerns balancing the economic activities with right perspectives. We are struggling with this. Make the people to own the process. Then ability to face the interventions of the traditional governance structure. When there is money is become high, so automatically men want to take over. So it is our concern. Land, for successful monitoring, we have to keep the data management at all levels. Then people have the skill, but we have to support in all parts of action. We have to support. Yeah. Samudra India Producer Company, we call it as SIPSI. We have planned to introduce community marketing network, the home shop model, land from Kudumbasri project. It is in Kerala. The state government take this as a poverty eradication program. Our people went for exposure. Then they are micro enterprises they want to do, savings and credit activities. Absence of sustainable market is a problem, and the effective marketing strategy, now it is less. Then community marketing program, home shops. In Kerala, they are making home shops with individuals, but now we want to make it as a committee. So we think the home shop is village coordination, Sangam. It has a goals, strengthening the local economy, ensuring livelihood opportunities, regular income for Samudra producer company, creating an effective production, improving life standards. We have to improve we can improve through supply, regular supply. That home shop model, it has this many components. Production in the ME group, it has to come for the Samudra, then it go for the Samudra Mutual Fund Trust and to the community. Yes. So outcomes, they are expecting socio-economic development will be there, generating local employment for women, it is going on. Local sourcing and distribution products from small and medium producers, we can do like this. Decentralization of economy, minimizing social, political and caste barriers, dignity of labor, cooperation, overcoming political affiliations, we hope. Then environmental footprint. Okay, I think it is very less. After that, potential we can do for sustainable socio-economic environmental model, withdrawal of SNEGA from the role of facilitator within the particular period, alternative to mainstream economic ideology. The potential of Samudra. Then, yes. Challenges, we can see everything now. Yes. That local is a very important challenge, that existence of globalized market. That impact assessment, it was done by the Catalyst Management Services. So, if it is needed, I will. Yes. Yeah, we can get a good report from this assessment. Yeah, we are just 20,000 women, 27% women are not involved in get awareness, likewise we are getting. So, among the Sangha members, 75 women are getting awareness, likewise it is there, yeah. Everything is only better way.
I think what one really observes from the presentation is that there are a series of sort of spin-off effects of collectivization of women. And I think one of the things that she's not mentioned is that women have also sort of got together and taken a stand, taken a position with regard to power plant and so on. So I think it's important that in addition to the programmatic focus, the collectivization process has its own advantages and has a lot of significance in terms of citizenship building and contributes in a very big way to the democratic processes. May I now invite Annie to make her presentation about the organization Bedrock, where all her passion and all her initiatives are represented in the organization. So over to you, Annie, and you'll keep time, I hope.
Please feel free to stop me, because once I get on my hobby horse, I just go on and on. Okay. So, actually, this is the litmus test, because I keep talking about it a lot, and today you are here to see what we've done, and I hope we pass the test. Anyway, we call it the community-based development, and Bedrock has been a successor to the erstwhile NGO Coordination and Resource Center that was set up as a coordination platform to ensure that the approaches, the tsunami rehabilitation approaches are common and appropriate, adequate for our situations. But after that, what happened was, after the end of all the tsunami rehabilitation activities, we no longer had a relevance as the NGO Coordination and Resource Center, which was tsunami based. But then nevertheless, we felt that it was still very vulnerable. It was just a band-aid solution, most of the things that we had done. And all these things would cease to lose relevance once the NGOs went back. So what were the other ways one could look at building up the resilience of Nagapattinam? Only then would we think that the work is entirely complete. So it was during the last part of our this thing that we went into something called the mapping of the coastal water bodies, because we felt that the flooding of Nagapattinam was one of our major problems, and so we did this mapping of the coastal water bodies to find out what exactly led to this flooding. There are 14 river systems running through Nagapattinam, and this was mapped in its entirety. As Bedrock, what we do is we believe in identifying grassroots initiatives. Now, all this is self-explanatory. It is just background. It is there as a part of your website, so you can go through it whenever you have the time. We'll just run through those. What do we believe in? After the study that we did, we found that water resources was a major problem, the major lacuna, and so we went into 4 major activities. 85% of our people belonging to the agriculture communities. We felt that working with the agriculture communities and strengthening their livelihoods was the best way to build up the resilience of the local area, apart from working with the fragile water systems over here. So the kind of activities that we took up was better water resource management, improved farm and cropping management, collectivization for better economies of scale, and institutional development. This was a 4-pronged strategy that we thought would work. So the first thing that we did was, okay, this is just what was there initially. Yeah, 14 river systems running through Nagapattinam. Out of these 5, based on the study, we took up 5 water systems, and then we wanted to prove that the communities, the local communities, could be effective partners to the centralized public works department, and that if you involve the communities in this, there could be a much more effective and a much more easy way of doing this. So this was a model that we wanted to bring out. That is, you have government at the centralized levels and you have communities at the localized levels, and these two together can really work wonders. So we took up 1 river system and went through all the villages. Now what happens with the PWD is that they have one budget for the state, then that budget is divided across blocks, then across various offices. So it is based on the quantum of budget that they have that decides which part of the river system is being taken care of. So like I said earlier, there are upstream and downstream problems which are not taken care in a holistic manner. So what we were doing is we took up an entire river system and in a holistic manner tried to approach all the villages that this river was passing through, and made community-based organizations called the water user associations in each of these panchayats, and use them to do a microsite plan. And they were fantastic at it in the sense that they knew exactly which was the river, which was priority. If we go, we will talk about all rivers. So right in the beginning, we said that this is money that we are working with. So you will have to prioritize. We have only 1 lakh per village. So how would you prioritize? And they had 2 problems. They had flooding as a problem. They also had salination as a problem. And there were some places where, very interestingly, they didn't consider flooding as a major problem, but they wanted to block the salt water from coming in. So plates were put into those rivers, or barriers were put into those rivers, which were worked by the community water user associations themselves. And the most interesting part of it is that out of the 70 lakh worth of work that we had done in these river systems, 10% was from community contribution. They gave 7 lakhs to do all this. So this showed their level of involvement and the level of importance that this had in their daily livelihood activities. Yeah, so we had 27 water user associations with about 1,000 and odd farmers, and they were working on this. Microsite plans were developed. Basically, if you could just, actually, we have those maps behind about how the microsite plans were developed. These are all, like what Sir was saying the first day, these are all developed through PRA techniques. They themselves drew it out and told us which are the priority channels that have to be taken up. Then they did a costing, and it's based on the costing that the funds were given. Yeah, there also. Next. This is a total number. Again, we are just showing off with these numbers. Next one. With the 70 lakhs, what we did was something like 189 kilometers of desilting, 5 kilometers of bund strengthening, 80 notches, 10 sluices, 3 siphons, 4 culverts, 6 regulators. But what was most interesting is that if you do a costing, you will find that the decentralized way of approaching this was far more cheaper than getting it done through a centralized manner. So especially the officers who would be in charge of such activities later, this was like 5 times the cost. When a community is doing it at a decentralized level at the village, vis-a-vis a centralized plan for a same activity was considered 5 times. We did it with the PWD. So those were the hidden costs which the community didn't have to face because the contracting was local, the monitoring was local, the people who were dealing with it were local, so transportation, administrative costs, all those were minimized. But this is the canal, what it looks like at the end. When I talk about tail end regulator, you don't even see a canal at the end of the thing. It just spread over there. This is how the communities did it. So we could do a daily wage labor plus make it a part of NREGA. And because they were monitoring it themselves, there was a great deal of effectiveness in the way it was administered. Achha, the NREG is a National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme where it's a social security mechanism brought out by the government where 100 days of labor is guaranteed to the poorest of the poor. So you don't have to worry about not getting money. And we use that and use the people from that to do this kind of work also. Now this is, I put in this as a deliberate thing to say that to demystify this thing of engineering aspects. Generally the PWD and the other departments tend to look at all this as their areas of control because they feel that these are things that we don't understand, the lay people don't understand. But this is where the communities themselves broke down this theory totally and they started doing all these things. Go to the next one. See, the bunds and the retaining walls and all these were done by the communities themselves. Of course, it was passed through technical advisors, it was passed through technical experts, their final concurrence was taken and only then was this done. But this totally demystified the theory that this could be done only by the so-called engineers or the hydro experts and it could be done by the people also. And this entire thing, believe me, the time that we took was largely for the community mobilization and the planning aspect. Out of a 14-month project, we took something like 8 to 10 months for the planning and we took just 4 months for the implementation. And remember, this is 4 months of implementation across 27 villages. So that was a speed of work that was done, which could never have been possible if it was a centralized kind of an approach. Go to the next, first slide. Yeah, this is where there was no canal at all over there. It was a part of the map which was 50 years earlier and we had to identify it and then later. And this is the part of the monitoring committee where he's actually standing to see whether that depth has been met or not and things like that. So these are the before-after photographs of the same canals. Okay, after we did this, now the water user associations are community-based organizations which do not meet on a regular basis unless there is a requirement. So once you repair the canals, there's no requirement for them to meet. So just like our residents association, they'll sort of peter off. So we were looking at how to make these water user associations more cohesive and relevant to their day-to-day activities. So we asked them what they would like to do and they by default, since they were farmers, they were talking about seeds not being available, quality seeds not being available. So then Very logically, the next step that we went into was trying to encourage the farmers into seed production ourselves, instead of looking for the government to supply the seeds. So we got our own farmers too, and then we could not sell the seeds because we were a charitable society. So then we set up a producer company so that this thing could be done on a more business-like manner. We also set up a seed processing unit. Well, although I would like to say that we have been successful at this, unfortunately I have to confess that no, the collectivization at the secondary level has not been successful at all. At the primary level, the societies are able to run by themselves. We try to do this and then we try to get them involved in the insurance, in promoting fallow land for horticulture, but all that is done at the first level of collectivization. We have not been able to pass on the baton to the second level of societies, or the federation as we want to call it. Okay, this is the collectivization at the primary level and the secondary level that we had tried for the agri seed producers and the agri company. You have the water user associations, then you have the Federation of the Water User Associations, then you have the producer company, which is a separate entity altogether. So ideally what we thought of was that, you know, the Federation of the Water User Association would be the social arm of this thing. They would do the development activities for the farmers. They would start approaching the government for all these facilities. And the producer company would be the business wing of this. So you had both the social angle as well as a business angle. And that is what we conceptually thought of. And ideally, we would have dreamt of bringing in, but it didn't work. So right now, the Federation of Water User Associations and this thing, one lacks the business acumen and the other one does not know enough about what is happening in the developmental arena. So you require a lot more of different types of capacity building for a second level community-based organization, different from a village level. Finish. Okay, so then the next one was going into milk, because a farmer, the allied activity, like I said yesterday, they have only one season of cultivation, and that is the most vulnerable season due to cyclones and all that. So we thought, can we bring in other income generating activities that will give them incomes across the year, so that their susceptibility to livelihood shocks and stresses is reduced. So that is how we went into dairying, because that is a very it's like first cousins to agriculture, to paddy cultivation. So 24 societies have already been formed. We have something like 1,000 members in that. Up to 2,000 liters of collection has gone. We had brick by brick, litter by litter, brought it up to 2,000 liters, which got wiped away in 1 month, this month, due to the foot and mouth disease. So a lot of our cattle, more than 50%, Santosh Basil, about 50% of our cattle has been wiped out, and the cattle that are remaining, the milk production has been reduced. So from 2,000 liters, we've come down to 200 liters. But the bank does not acknowledge that. So whether or not you're running at 200 liters or 2,000 liters, we are still paying 60,000 rupees per month as interest of the loans taken. So that's for your special interest. Okay, go. This is our milk society. This is a small little milk society that we've set up. You can put it to the palm of your arm. It is just 5,000 liters per day, but it's state of art, fully automated, including homogenizing, pasteurizing, everything. Set up at a cost of 60 lakhs, borrowings from the bank. Then that is actually our milk president society who's actually doing the milking, because it is a farmers cooperative, so only they can be members of this. Next. Direct impacts, just the local thing itself, competition itself, they were paying only 12 rupees per liter of milk, but once just this thing of a society and collectivization came in, they shot up to about 18 rupees per liter of milk. And then we have paid out, all societies have to be self-reliant. More than 4 societies have started paying out even bonuses. They are self-reliant completely, and employment, everything. There's a social acceptance involved, because one of the societies that you will be going to today, it was a daily wage laborer who otherwise had no other standing in that area, but now he is the president of the society and he is accepted by all the people in the village, and he feels that his social acceptance and standing in the society. So there are other privileges, benefits also to this community-based organizations. Issues, mainstreaming not happening. We wanted to do it with the PWD, but it's a question of, the operation successful, but the patient died. Because there's too much of transparency involved, too much of community-based involvement. So the PWD kind of norms will not be satisfied if there's so much of transparency and accountability involved. So they were not willing to take it up. Then model is created, but a tipping balance is not reached. In the sense we are not able to have enough mass to say that, okay, this will work on its own. It still requires a little bit of support of this thing. The other problem that we find is legal status. Now again, this is for the administrative friends that we have over here. Legal status is creating a lot of problems for us. In the sense, on the one hand, we have to register it under producer company or something like that. But on the other hand, one must remember that these are voluntary positions. They do not have, at best they would have an education of graduation, but that is at best. And they have to go to the field on a daily basis. They can't spend time going till Tanjavur, which is about 80 kilometers away, just to register your organization, or even after registering every year to give the papers, the mandatory requirements, audit has to be done. There are so many hajar requirements, which actually then takes away the interest of the people in heading these organizations. So people like SFAC and the Producer Company Act, though it was brought in to be positive for us, it really hasn't helped us. It has made life more miserable for us. So if something can be done to be looking at things like this, it would be very helpful to us at these tail end areas. Lack of skills. Well, way forward, it's a catch-22 situation. If we have to move forward, we need to be working with lots more of people, procuring lots more of things, doing lots more of business activities. But the working capital for it, not available. Why? Because our net worth is negative. Why is our net worth negative? Because we only have farmer members who can't pay more than 1,000 rupees per person. So again, it's a catch-22 situation. And so when people tell us that your net worth is negative, we say, yes, its net worth is negative. Others would have gone to a commercial bank for a loan. Why should we become? And donors are out of the picture. I think we've been having a very tough situation from the last 6 months payment, because we're paying out something like 10 lakhs per month as just income for milk value. And this is going back to a tiny village. And the money is circulating within the village itself. So it's like annual turnover is something like 1 crore. But we are having a problem because of the mandatory stuff. Anyway, plans to set up about 50 villages. It's a do or die situation. Probably next year when you come, it'll be another NGO speaking with you. Thank you. So thank you very much.
I think it's extremely, extremely unfair to ask organizations with, let's say, 40 years of maturity to 10 years plus maturity to present their entire sort of experience and wisdom in 10 to 15 minutes. I know we are being very, very unfair, and my apologies for sort of cutting short the presentations, because this is something that we are really, really interested in. I think each of them actually represents a different sort of an organizational or an ideological approach, but they're all working with people's groups, they are all working at the grassroots level. And I'm sure we'll have a lot to sort of ask or understand. As I mentioned earlier, can we have any other questions for CIKS, because we are not going to that organization. And so are there any questions? Any more? Because I'll take all the questions at one go, and she can answer all of them at a shot.
Just I want to know about the economic analysis of the things you are presenting in the desk. About 15 years ago, I have a chance to calculate the same things of the economic analysis. In this analysis, if you add some farmers' time contributions of this analysis, it is going to the negative. And in your calculations, is it considered the farmer times in the this economic analysis? Farmer who invested further. Yeah, and also there is some water tariff and something like this. Is it included? Is or not?
I had a question about the markets for these new seeds that are being developed. So you're encouraging farmers to use these new varieties. So are there already identified markets for this? Are they domestic? I mean, how do you go about that?
I have one really straight question. What motivated you to choose paddy in the first place? I believe in the area as fertile as this, there could be other, varieties as well for consideration.
You have mentioned that tsunami affected areas, the soil pH is 6.5 to 8.5, and you have been successful in SRI paddy cultivation. So what is the ideal pH value for paddy field actually for more growth? And another one, is there any convergence of SRI with MG Rega? SRI with MG Rega, convergence. Thank you.
First thing about the economical analysis of including the farm labor. Actually, you know, if we exactly calculate the labor cost, then it will be negative. Because as far as the labor cost is concerned, it's increasing in a way that every season, nearly 100 rupees is increasing. The cost of paddy is not increasing as the labor cost. So if we include the individual farmer labor, because the person sitting beside you, he is one of the organic farmer from our federation. His name is Manigandan, and he owns 7 acres of land. And he is working for the federation as well as he is doing the farm operations. So if we calculate that cost, then it will be shooting up. So that is not included in the analysis. So that is one part. And second thing about the general analysis of the cost of cultivation. So if we calculate every component, then automatically for any crop, for example, paddy is a major crop which is cultivated in this pocket because it's a clay area and no other crop grows in this particular season, which is normally we called as Samba season. So for paddy, generally each farmer, if he grows for conventional cultivation, doing chemical, he is getting only average of 3,000 rupees per acre. So that is the economics. So we want to reduce the cost on fertilizers and pesticides and including the farmer as a labor, so that the cost saving can be taken up. So that is the intervention which.
The point also is that it was a comparison between organic cultivation and using inorganic pesticide. So labor remains the same for both. So whatever the profit he was calculated is still stands good because the labor is including labor into this also and including labor. And pricing in our country, we have to recognize it also a function of prices available in the distribution system. So there is a regulatory mechanism which controls the prices of paddy. And it's available, and again, there is a whole dynamic, I would say, regarding pricing of paddy.
And second thing about the markets identification. So already our association has been a part of the Safe Harvest Company, which is a network based in Hyderabad and operating in Karnataka. So our network, that is our association, has been in connection with other networks, so who are involved in promotion of organic products, particularly these traditional varieties. So likewise, we have a network of wholesalers in Tamil Nadu and we have a direct contact with them. So we have identified marketing. Only thing is the supply chain, we have to work it out, because sometimes farmers are deviating due to the various reasons. So nowadays the cost of land is higher than the cost of that is actual production. So most of the farmers are selling the land and they are keeping it fallow. So that is the constraints we are facing in our district. And third thing is about the varieties, performance of the varieties, that is in the tsunami affected soils. As far as pH is concerned, generally here in the coastal areas we are having, even that is before tsunami also, pH ranging between 8.2 to 8.5. Only the EC has grown up during the tsunami situation, which is after rains, after 2 years that has been become normal. So only thing we found interesting is even in the higher EC, the performance of these varieties are better than the other varieties. So that is one of the intervention. And as far as the ideal condition we can say is in the coastal villages we are facing the salinity is one of the problem. Even the same problem is seen in the that is the inland salinity. Because of the pumping of water due to the submersible that is pumps, the water level has been completely dried and the seawater intrusion is seen. So even in the inland, in the field that is 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers far from the sea, we are having the same EC problem. So for that we have developed an integrated farming system where we can store the water in a pond and after that it can be watered. So that kind of interventions has been made to combat the issues here. And as far as SRA is concerned, SRA has been taken up here in a major way, but this technique is not suitable particularly for this season, because here this season we have, that is in the month of November, we used to have a lot of floods. So SRA cannot be sustained technology during the season, but during Kuruvai season, summer season, it is a better thing. So we are advocating farmers to go for a modified SRA. Instead of one seedling, they will be planting 3 seedlings with the row spacing. So that kind of interventions have been taken. We can call it as a modified SRA. And as far as NREG is concerned, at present we are not having any such schemes. That is only, as Madam mentioned, they are only for the desilting as well as the cleaning of the ponds like that. Till now it has not been aggregated into the agriculture part. So we are now having a discussion with Panchayat leaders to have the women labor so that the community oriented vermicompost production can be taken up. So that kind of interventions we are taking up for the input production.